Hello viewers, welcome to the video lecture on intelligent vehicle technology. So here today we are going to see about the continuation of the vehicle support system. So in vehicle support system previously we have seen about what do you mean by vehicle support system, what is ADAS, that is adaptive driver assist systems, and what are the technologies that comprises of ADAS. So this is what we have seen so far, and let us continue the presentation. So in the previous video lecture, we have seen about the different types of collision warning, that is collision avoidance system, that is forward collision warning, automatic emergency braking, blind spot detection, and lane departure warning. So today we are going to see how the collision is working. So this collision avoidance system is the one of the major concepts that are equipped in the modern vehicles, and these vehicles are equipped with sensors. So we should know the meaning of the sensor. Sensor is a device which uses the which measures the physical quantity and it converts into a different form of signal and sends the input to the processor. The data processor may be a ECU, right? So this sensor, the sensor can be a measuring device that measures all the physical quantities such as distance, right? Everything, right? They measure all those things and they will send in the form of signal. Only the sensor measures as a signal, right? So example of a sensor is our skin. So if somebody touches our skin, we will feel the touch. Or else if you are standing nearby the place where you have more temperature or more heat, you will feel the temperature through the skin. So here the skin acts as a sensor which measures the temperature. Likewise, the sensors are mounted in the vehicle. Here in collision avoidance system, the sensors such as you can see on the slide, right? They typically utilize radar. Already I told you the meaning of radar, that is radio detecting and ranging. Then LiDAR, light detecting and ranging. Then cameras, then ultrasonic sensor. These sensors are mounted on the vehicle in order to get the input on the obstacle. So here the obstacle is detected by using these sensors. So these sensors will measure the distance between the obstacle and the vehicle, whether the obstacle is a moving obstacle or a stationary obstacle. So these kind of data are gathered through the sensor. That is what the sensor part. The next is about the data processing. Here in the data processing, the ECU is already a pre-programmed device. So this device will calculate the distance between the obstacle and the vehicle. So how it is calculated? This device calculates the real-time data from the sensor and it compares with the already programmed values, and it gathers some information that is compared and then it takes action. So here in collision avoidance, there is advanced topic called adaptive cruise control. So adaptive cruise control or pedestrian safety are some of the technologies that are used in the modern vehicle. For manufacturers like Volvo, they use pedestrian safety. So this pedestrian safety is a concept where it is involved during a crowded places, right? So such as market. So if you are traveling in the vehicle in a crowded places, what happens is the vehicle detect the movement of the pedestrian and it applies the brake automatically, because the pedestrian are the human beings and there may be a chance of collision. So in order to avoid collision, so this that sensor gives the data of the pedestrian by determining the distance between the pedestrian and the vehicle. So this is how it determines, and it takes its own action before the driver thinks. So this is how. So then the interaction part, that is the third part. You can see the interaction part. Many systems they provide a visual alert or the audio alert to the driver. For example, in the blind spot, if there is a vehicle approaching at the behind, if that is not seen in the mirrors, then the blind spot detection, they use the input of the ultrasonic sensor and they will alert the driver there is a vehicle approaching at the behind in some distance. So this is how the system works. So this system takes the input of the sensor and it processes through the ECU and then it interacts with the driver. So the benefits of the collision, we already know about the driver assistance system. So all the systems are created in order to assist the driver. So driver is a person who is operating the vehicle. So this driver can have the input of these systems, and they have the combined effort of the driver as well as the system. So in order to avoid the accidents. So because if a vehicle meets collision, there may be a loss of the parts, or there may be a crash. Due to crash there may be fatalities, injuries, etc., right? So all those things can be reduced by using this technology, as well as it also minimizes the cost, because if there is a crash means there is a loss of parts, right? There is a damage of automotive, there is a people who have suffering from injuries. So all these will lead to a increase in cost. So all those things can be reduced, as well as it also increases the confidence of the driver. So by seeing the collision avoidance system, it is a subsystem and it helps the driver to avoid accidents. We will meet on the next video lecture. Thank you.